Washington for Major Graham.
Advance and be identified. Ask for Lieutenant Martin at the next post. He'll take you to see Major Graham.
Your credentials are certainly in order, Mr. Murdoch.
Thank you, Major Graham. And as I was saying, I think Captain Clark may be able to help me.
Will it be necessary for me to send Clark to Washington?
On the contrary, Major. That's exactly what I want to avoid.
Captain Clark reporting, sir.
Well, Captain Steve Clark, this is Mr. Murdoch, one of our Washington agents.
How do you do?
How do you do, Captain? I'm here to ask you a question about your old West Point classmate, Captain Randolph.
Clay Randolph? Why, he's a Confederate, you know.
And a spy in a Washington group that I hope to capture through him.
Oh? Is he in Washington?
I saw him there yesterday.
Well, I was lucky.
Yeah, and then some. But what made you suspicious?
Randolph can't be in two places at once. Our service reported him in San Francisco last week.
Major Graham?
Oh, just a minute, please, Lieutenant Martin. Guard, no one is to enter this tent.
From the President to you, Major Graham. A special courier just arrived.
Oh, thank you. Bring a detail for the body.
No identification.
Well, that doesn't surprise me. That man was smart. Those credentials are such good forgeries, they might as well be genuine. Well, look here, Steve. Confederate spies know about that letter, and they sent Murdoch to kill you.
Yes, but I didn't realize they were that well organized.
Well, neither did I, Steve. And offhand, I'd say that your job will include finding out about that organization.
Thank you, Major Bell.
I thought that would please you, Mr. Fessenden.
Yes, and I think it'll please Mr. Stanton. You were speaking of Oro Grande. Here's part of your answer.
Captain Steve Clark, eh? We call for special duty.
He's the best man I have in the Secret Service.
He must be. From what it says here, the president had to intervene to get him back for you. Our enemies are already trying to stop him. Is he going directly to Oro Grande?
No, but as soon as possible after I see him.
Conditions there are worse, then.
Much worse.
You certainly are a busy girl, Cathy. Wells Fargo knew what they were doing when they let you take your daddy's place.
Thanks, Dan. I only hope I can run things as efficiently as he did.
Is Colonel Sewell in?
He's expecting you.
Oh, thanks. Sergeant reports everything's going as you planned it, sir.
Well, that news is worth waiting for. Dismiss. Clear the wire for Washington.
Cathy,
What do you want, Dr. Blair?
could you take these powders over to Mrs. Carmody?
Say, who am I working for? You or Wells Fargo?
Well, you see, I have an emergency case here and I can't leave. Washington's waiting, Colonel.
I'll leave as soon as the westbound's on its way.
Thanks, Cathy. I can depend on you just like I could your dad.
Jeff!
Hello, Miss Cathy.
Do me a favor, will you?
Me thinking you wanted to spend the time of day. What is it, Cathy?
Tell Bill I want him. He's in the Golden Eagle.
Sure thing.
Thanks, Jeff.
And no matter what anybody says, Cathy's father was killed to keep him from telling what he'd found out. Now, I was helping him then at Wells Fargo, just like I'm helping his daughter now. And I ought to know.
Miss Cathy wants you, Bill.
Oh, thanks, Jeff, thanks. Don't you fellas believe all you hear.
Hello, Jeff.
Hello, Braddock. Colonel Sewell just got a report.
I'll double the rate.
Hank. I'm buying for the boys.
Thanks.
Your bet.
Ask for an official confirmation as soon as you finish sending it.
Yes, sir.
Sewell is using the same code as before. I won't have any trouble with it.
All ready, Cathy.
Keep an eye on that lead horse. He's just in from the range. Let her roll.
Get up! Get up!
Let's you and me take a ride, Jeff.
Might as well, nothing else to do.
I'll be back as soon as I can.
You know, Mrs. Carmody likes visitors almost as much as she does medicine, Cathy.
I know, but it's a long ride, and I'm not visiting today.
How is everything, Slim?
Business as usual.
Hello, Jeff.
Howdy, Fay.
I'd begun to think it was some sort of a slip-up.
No chance, Captain Randolph. Not with Morel's outfit feeding his information like this.
Is it time enough to intercept the shipment before the cavalry meets it?
Well, it shouldn't be much farther than south of here by now. Red Butte's on east.
And no more dirty tactics, Braddock, like the last time. This is a war, not a border massacre. We'll follow you. All right, men, mount up.
May be gone, but there's nothing wrong with the spy ring. There's your gold.
All right, Braddock, let's get it.
Confederates are organized at Oro Grande. This telegram I received from Colonel Sewell just before you arrived shows you what we're up against.
They got away with another gold shipment, but Colonel Sewell says here he's taken a wounded prisoner. That man may talk.
I hope so. Because this is the only other lead. German gold mark, English sovereign.
George III and Frederick the Great.
Notice the dates? Both 1752.
I saw that. Where did these come from?
The mark was found in the money of the man who tried to murder you. The English sovereign was found on a murdered Wells Fargo agent at Oro Grande.
There's some connection then. I'll take these if you don't mind, sir.
Not just the one. I promised to return this to Wells Fargo. Now remember, Steve, every man I've sent to Oro Grande has disappeared.
I beg your pardon.
I beg your pardon. I should have looked where I was going.
That's quite all right, ma'am.
Haven't we met somewhere before?
No, I don't think so.
Yes, I remember. It was in Washington. You're Mr.
Mason. Charles Mason.
Oh, I'm so sorry. That's not the name. You'll pardon me, won't you?
Not until you tell me who you are.
I'm Trina Dessard.
Very pretty name. Believe me, I won't forget it.
Thank you. The man calling himself Charles Mason is Captain Steve Clark.
You're sure of that, Trina?
Just as sure as I am that you're Alex Morel.
Oh, boy. Paper, please.
Yes, sir.
The man you just saw me speaking to in the other car.
Yes, ma'am.
I wonder if Washington suspects that it's not really the Confederates who are stealing the Union gold.
Of course not. They believe that Braddock and the raiders are true Confederates, like Captain Randolph. And he hasn't the slightest suspicion that we are hiding behind him.
I know. It doesn't seem possible Washington could trace us. But a man like Captain Clark is...
That is why, my dear, the good captain must never reach Oro Grande.
The man who was just talking to the lady.
Pardon the intrusion, sir, but I've got to speak to you. I've seen you around Washington, and I know your reputation.
The young lady just made the same mistake. Who do you think I am?
Let me put it this way. Your name isn't Mason. I'm worried, sir. The last car is carrying special army supplies.
It is? You're guarding it, I suppose?
Yes. There's some people on the train I don't like the looks of. I want your advice.
Is that all you want? Well?
Would you mind examining the car with me? There's something you ought to see.
All right.
All right, Clark, turn around.
I thought I was walking into something like this.
About that man. Who is he?
I don't know. He doesn't seem to be with Captain Clark.
Perhaps not. We can't afford to take any chances.
afraid, my dear, the coupling on the last car is just broken.
Clark fails, the Confederates will continue to raid our gold shipments.
Has the captain left Oro Grande yet?
Last night, he's on the train to Omaha, traveling under the name of Charles Mason.
The man calling himself Charles Mason is Captain Steve Clark.
You're sure of that, Trina?
Just as sure as I am that you're Alex Morel.
Yes. That is why, my dear, the good captain must never reach Oro Grande.
I'm afraid, my dear, the coupling on the last car is just broken.
Get off this car before she jumps the track.
You, kind of took a beating, stranger. How do you feel?
Well, alive, thanks to you.
Ah, forget it. Hey! Look, the train came back for us. Come on.
Seems to me it's about time we got acquainted. My name's Charles Mason.
Just call me Idaho.
That's a funny thing. Choo-choos always make me sleepy.
I'm not crowding you, am I?
No, not at all.
Mr. Mason, I just wanted to tell you how glad I am that you're safe.
Well, thank you, Miss Dessard. I feel pretty good about it myself.
Clark does not suspect us.
Good. What did you find out about the man who saved him?
He is as much a stranger to Clark as he is to us.
I thought he was with Clark. Meddling fool. I sacrificed 3 men because of his interference.
And I've always been told that the great Alex Morel never fails.
Do not overlook the fact, my dear, that Captain Clark is still a long way from Oro Grande.
Now, Logan, I want you to tell me all you know about those cutthroats you've been riding with. It's only fair to warn you, since you're a guerrilla, no matter what you say, you hang.
I know, sir. But I'm not a guerrilla or a Confederate. I'm a member of the United States Secret Service.
Well, I'm not going to take your word for that.
Don't expect you to. Do you happen to know Captain Steve Clark?
Not personally, only by reputation.
Well, that'll do. I'm Jim Clark, Steve's younger brother, Lieutenant, United States Army.
So you're Captain Clark's younger brother. Risen from the dead, I suppose. Well, Logan, it won't be hard to disprove that claim. Captain Clark is on his way to Oro Grande right now.
Steve coming here?
Yes, so I'll postpone your hanging until after his arrival. Come in. Oh, Cathy, do you know any place fairly close where I can hide this man under guard?
There's an abandoned shack on Lookout Ridge.
Good. I'll have my men take him there secretly tonight.
Washington?
No, Dan. Mr. Charles Mason, care of Wells Fargo, Omaha.
Can't hold this stage forever. I guess Captain Clark has missed it.
Yes, probably on purpose.
Alex, suppose Captain Clark is investigating us instead of the Confederates after all.
We've guarded our secret too well. Government allows for the possibility. That's why he must be removed.
Say, mister, do you know somebody around here by the name of Charles Mason?
Right the first time. That's my handle.
Gee, I'll have to get change for you.
Get it. But you keep it, Sonny.
Gee, thanks. Thanks a lot. All right, you can go now. All right, let's go.
Idaho, what are you doing here?
Looking for you. I want to make sure before I showed myself. Too smart for me, Steve.
Steve, I don't get you. I'm Chuck Mason.
I know different. You're Captain Steve Clark, United States Secret Service.
I think it's about time I found out about you. Go over there and sit down.
All right.
Now, just why did you follow me?
I read a telegram that came for you back in Omaha. I figured you was traveling alone, so I hit the saddle at the first remount station. Can I take my hands down now?
Yeah.
Thanks.
You're a nosy cuss, aren't you?
Yeah. That's why Wells Fargo pays me. I'm a detective.
All right, where's the telegram?
Right here. I must have lost it changing clothes, but I can tell you what was in it.
Picking pockets has certain advantages.
Obviously. Thanks to that, we learned that Jeff Logan is really Clark's brother.
Which proves you were wrong on the train. That stranger must know Clark. I'm sure he's going to meet him.
They can travel faster than we, can't they?
Oh, yes, they'll be in Oro Grande first.
Then Clark will talk to his brother, who must know something about our organization. What can we do?
I've taken care of that, my dear. Telegrams travel even faster than Captain Clark.
The Secret Service notified Wells Fargo that you were on the case. And Wells Fargo told me. That's why I read the telegram about your brother.
Well, that's twice you've helped me. You've got a mortgage on my gratitude, Idaho.
Thanks. Say, did you ever see this before?
Yes, in Fessenden's office, where I got this one. It came from a man who tried to murder me.
This one I got was found on our agent at Oro Grande, Jed Haines. They murdered him.
Yeah, I know, but how do these coins and Haines tie in with the gold raiders?
We reckon the coin is some sort of password that Haines found out about. So they shut him up.
Can we get remounts at your stage depots?
We can get anything that Wells Fargo's got.
All right, we're riding.
Good.
There's a telegram for you, Hank. Dan says for you to pay him in the morning.
Thanks, Bill. Tell Dan next time he won't be paid unless he delivers the telegram in person.
Deal me out. What's up now? It's from Morel, but it doesn't make sense. I happen to know that Morel doesn't do business with a firm called Lowe, Gentry and Company.
So do I. Simply means he's trying to tell us something without anybody suspecting.
Low, Gan. Unreliable. What's that cancel order at once mean?
Equals one word.
Kill.
You know, Morel's amazing. Finding out about Logan way back there.
Yeah, but he doesn't know the latest. Colonel Sewell has got Logan staked out someplace.
Staked out, he's gone?
Yeah, sometime tonight, but I can't find where.
Well, you've got your orders.
Yeah, giving orders is a lot easier than taking them. Suppose Logan has left the country.
Mr. Morel is not interested in suppositions.
Few weeks. Captain Randolph's fit to be tied.
Well, it's better late than never.
It's Braddock.
Saddle up, boys. We're riding, and bring along some coal oil. Slim tells me Randolph's all riled up. Do you think he suspects what we're really doing?
No. He still thinks we're loyal Confederates.
Well, it's lucky for him that he does.
Here he comes. It's about time you reported, Braddock. What held you up?
I couldn't find where Sewell's been hiding Logan.
You know where he is now?
Yeah, I found out this morning, and that ain't all. Logan's brother hasn't arrived in Oro Grande yet.
Good. How about Colonel Sewell?
Yeah, he's still trying to make Logan talk.
How do you know that?
Morel spies. Logan's waiting for his brother.
Colonel Sewell here?
Yeah, but he's not feeling so good. He hurt his ankle. I guess you'll see all right in Lamb.
Are you sure you don't want me to run any errands for you, Colonel Sewell?
Oh, just a minute, Cathy, please.
Colonel Sewell?
Yes. Mason, I can't tell you how glad I am to see you. Oh, Mr. Mason, this is Miss Cathy Haines, Wells Fargo agent here.
Wells Fargo is to be congratulated, Miss Haines.
Thanks.
This is Idaho Jones.
Howdy.
Glad to know you.
Idaho? I've been expecting you. This is the man I told you about.
Sir,
the Raiders are trying to get Jess Logan.
Cathy, you'll have to go for the troops. They're in Brush Canyon now, searching for those raiders. Report to a doctor.
Yes, sir.
How do we get to my brother?
Ride due west. You'll hear the firing. There are 2 other soldiers with him in an old shack.
It's a fine way to treat a sick man.
It's lucky you spotted them raiders.
Too bad that soldier got away, but it isn't going to do him any good.
Stay here and cover me, Idaho.
Sure, Steve.
Jim, it's good to see you.
One of our men made the back wall. They didn't spot him. Yeah, we might not have to use this coal oil after all.
What's the inside on these gold raids, Jim?
It's more than anybody suspects. It's bigger than north or south. And the place to start looking is the Golden Eagle.
They got our man. They did, huh? Get that torch ready.
How is he?
He's alive, but I don't know for how long.
I don't know about us either.
much longer before we reach Oro Grande?
Oh, within an hour. You still worrying about Captain Clark?
Yes. He should be in Oro Grande by now. And I can't help feeling he knows about our real mission to California.
The Confederates themselves believe us to be mercenary spies. Why should Clark think differently? I'm sure he's here to prevent raids on Union gold shipments. He'll hunt for raiders, not us.
But once he learns about us from his brother, then what?
Forget, my dear, I've warned my men by telegram. The captain will never speak to his brother.
Steve! Jim, it's good to see you. Two men just run across to the shack.
Did they make it?
I guess so. One of our men made the back wall. They didn't spot him.
Yeah, we might not have to use this coal oil after all.
What's the inside on these gold raids, Jim?
It's more than anybody suspects. It's bigger than north or south. And the place to start looking is the Golden Eagle.
Gold raiders are after Jeff Logan. Follow me.
We can't stay here. We haven't got a chance outside. Well, any place is better than this. Come on, give me a hand.
Blue coat's coming. Hit the saddle.
What happened?
He was shot. But I'll bet on him. His pulse is still kicking.
You might as well know now as later, Miss Haines. I'm Captain Steve Clark. Jim here, whom you call Jeff Logan, is really my brother.
I'll attend to him. Get my canteen.
You hear what Jim said about the gold raids just before he got hit?
No, I was too busy.
He said they were only a part of something much bigger, and to start looking at the Golden Eagle.
What sort of a bird is this here Golden Eagle?
Alex Morel's place up the street from the Wells Fargo office.
We'll take a look in there later. I'm going for a doctor.
No, you stay here with Jim. I'll send the doctor. Then I'll mosey on over to this here Golden Eagle.
Get Dr. Blair. Anybody can tell you where he's located.
I'm practically there now.
Well, howdy, Morel.
Yeah. How are you?
Have a nice trip?
Plenty, Bill, thank you.
Look what he brought with him.
Who's the pretty lady? Come over to my place and I'll tell you.
Welcome home, Mr. Morel.
Thanks, Henry. It's good to be back.
Attention, friends. It gives me great pleasure to introduce the Golden Eagle's lovely new singer, late in the New York stage, Miss Trina Dessard.
How about a song right now?
The lady needs a rest.
Thank you for your kind reception.
And I hope you will come and hear me sing
Tonight.
Take Mrs. Dessard to her room, Henry. Then get our luggage.
Yes, sir. Right this way, Miss Dessard.
How in thunder did the devils find the boy's hiding place?
No time to figure it out now, Doc. Get there as quick as you can.
How about Jim Clark, Union spy, alias Jeff Logan?
The last I saw of him, they was dragging his body from a burning shack.
They? Were there two strangers with him?
Yeah, but how did you know? He was plugged just after they reached him.
In that case, I have another job for you.
You mean those other two men? Now, I've got a question I want to ask. What's that singer doing here?
Entertaining? Don't you approve?
Not if you've tied her into our setup, I don't.
Miss Dessard and you, Braddock, are working for me. So don't ask any more questions. Not unless you want a hearse to call here for you.
So Jeff Logan is Mason's brother. I guess he's got plenty to tell.
hope you got some information out of him.
Unfortunately, we didn't. How long will it be before we'll find out whether the boy will pull through or not?
Not long, I reckon. Doc Blair's with him by now. Well, guess I'll take a look around the town.
Your brother has a fighting chance if we get him to a decent hospital.
We'll do it. We've got to.
Means sending him to Sacramento.
But how? Even if he can stand the trip, the raiders may still try to get him.
No, not if they think he's dead. We can ship him out of here secretly.
That's a large order, but I'm with you.
Thanks, Doctor. You get him ready as best you can. I'll work this out with Colonel Sewell.
Cathy, you better stay here. I may need you.
Of course. Tell Bill Jasper I said to give you anything you need.
Thank you, Miss Haines.
Now, what's up? And that Mason fella in there with Sewell, who is he anyway?
If you put your ear close to the wall and shut up, maybe you'll hear. That wall's thin.
That's a good idea, Bill.
Sure learns his way around quick.
How's Jim?
He's still alive. We're making plans for him now.
Good. I've been wasting my time at the Golden Eagle.
Well, never mind about that. What is your plan, Captain?
It depends upon secrecy. And whether or not your men know how to use heliograph.
Ah, you look charming, my dear. As though you hadn't a thought in your pretty head.
I not only have thoughts, I have questions. Plenty of questions.
Henry, you'll remain here.
Right, sir.
I trust my little parlor meets with your approval.
It will do as long as it serves our purpose. Is this our code expert?
Yes. And a good one, aren't you, Fred?
I do my best, sir. Thank you. I'm glad you're with us at last, Mr. Sawyer.
Anything interesting lately?
Nothing, sir. Perhaps I spoke too soon.
Apparently I returned just in time.
Something wrong?
Come, my dear, Mr. Braddock has his work to do all over again.
We're all ready, sir. This is a job for Braddock. I'll stay here. You think you can handle it?
No, don't worry about me, Captain Randolph. I'm lucky. Morel found out in time what Logan's brother and Sewell are up to, so I get another chance.
Yes, I've posted men all along the route beyond the point where your brother will be picked up. Show up, we'll have them in a trap.
Thank you, Colonel.
Stage is here, Colonel.
This way, nobody ought to figure we're moving your brother.
Now remember what I told you, just one stop.
All right, on your way.
Get up.
He'll check now to make sure his brother's all right.
What of it? He will be riding to the rescue too late.
We can afford to leave nothing to chance. Pick your men and get him.
There we are, Doc. Give him a little of this brandy now and then. And if you have to redress the wound, you'll find everything you need there.
Right. Let's go, partner.
Here comes the stage. Notify post number 2. And tell them no sign of Confederates so far.
You know what's good for you? You'll come back here.
We've got nothing to worry about now. They think what I sent them is okay. Go get a rope and tie them up. We're in the clear now, so let's get on after that stage. Look. Those fellas are barking rawhide. Morel wants the man they're chasing cut out. 3 of you boys, give him a hand.
Sure got here just in time.
He's riding into a dead end, but don't know it. Come on.
Well, that takes care of Captain Steve Clark. Man, ride on back and see how Braddock's making out with Clark's brother on that stage. We're going back to Oro Grande. I can't figure what's keeping the men from the #1 post.
That's right. They sent the message. They should have been here first.
Well, there's something wrong somewhere. Let's check on that stage for Sacramento.
We'll have to do some riding to catch it by now.
the same, President. You should have received a report from Captain Clark by now.
Yes, I know. That's why I'm so worried. Every Secret Service agent assigned to Oro Grande, including Clark's brother, has disappeared.
Perhaps I'll have to send more troops there after all.
Well, that'd stop the raids on our gold shipments, but it wouldn't uncover the secret Confederate organization at Oro Grande, which is backing the raiders.
No. You're right. Only a man like Captain Clark can do that.
You sure got here just in time.
He's riding into a dead end, but don't know it. Come on.
Well, that takes care of Captain Steve Clark. Men, ride on back and see how Braddock's making out with Clark's brother on that stage. We're going back to Oro Grande.
Honest, Doc, how much of a chance has Jim Clark got to reach Sacramento alive?
Good chance, Cathy, good chance. Of course, that last wound he got was a bad one, but then he's young and strong, and that's in his favor.
He's got to live, Doc, he's got to. He's the only one who knows the truth about the raiders.
Jim, you're going to have to make a jump for it. Do you think you can make it? Sure.
Did you get Clark?
Ran him off a cliff.
Fine. We didn't do so bad either. Did Bart and the boys head for town?
Yeah. Say, we spotted the cavalry back a ways, too.
All right, boys, we're on our way.
Jim, did you make it? Jim. Jim.
How about the wounded man?
He's dead.
Disappointed I am. You know, I've been expecting fireworks ever since Captain Clark buried his brother.
Maybe you ain't looking the right direction.
Why, what are you getting at, Bill?
Have you seen Cathy around here lately? Where's Idaho and Captain Clark?
What's them three up to?
They're watching Morel's Golden Eagle.
Golden Eagle? Well, who are they after?
I wish I knew, Dan. I sure do. But I'm certain of one thing. You were mentioning fireworks. Well, they're lighting the fuse.
Saw them two first days, Steve. I got everyone spotted now who uses that back door.
Yes, I guess this part of our job's all done.
It's all right by me. How's Cathy making out?
I'm going to see her after I leave here.
Sure too bad Jim didn't tell us who to look for instead of where to look.
Well, any trail's better than none, and somebody in there knows about the raiders.
They're easy to pick off, Mr. Morel. You're still watching the place. You say leave them alone. I don't get it.
It ain't much.
What do they see? Nothing out of the ordinary.
Exactly. Since Captain Clark reports no evidence against us to Washington, I shall be in my office, Trina, if you want me.
Do not be impatient.
I'm just going to get somebody else to fill in. Customers, Hank. Stay smart to be impatient, Braddock.
Sometimes it ain't at that, Bart.
Cut for the deal.
Anything new?
The same people coming and going. I'd say there were about 4 you ought to investigate.
Yes, Idaho has his mind made up, too.
What about Alex Morel?
If Jim had suspected Morel, he'd have mentioned him instead of the Golden Eagle.
Frankly, I've never liked Morel. And Miss Dessard is certainly a different kind of an entertainer from what Oro Grande's had before.
Well, don't worry, Cathy. I'm not overlooking him. Clay Randolph. And of all the people I know, I never expected to see him here. We were classmates at West Point. He's a captain, too.
Why isn't he in uniform?
This isn't the place to wear it, Cathy. It's gray.
Confederate? Maybe he's the man you're looking for.
Well, if he is, he's also responsible for the deaths of your father and my brother. Stay here, Cathy.
Trina, Captain Randolph's here.
Randolph? Where? So that is Captain Randolph. Warn Mr. Morel. Somebody may be following him, and he must not go to the office now.
I think you're playing that for me.
I was Captain Randolph. I am Trina Dessard.
Oh, yes, Miss Dessard. I've heard about you. What's the matter?
The Golden Eagle is being watched by a Wells Fargo detective and by Captain Clark, United States Secret Service.
Steve Clark?
Yes. Do you know him?
We were classmates at West Point.
Really? Don't look around. Here comes your classmate now.
What's wrong now?
Captain Clark just came in, sir.
Oh, from bad to worse. Randolph and Clark. Both fools, yet both dangerous. We'll wait.
Why, Steve Clark, you old horse thief. What are you doing here?
Hunting Confederates. The gold raiders and the men behind them.
Yeah, I've heard about that. I hope you don't find them.
Well, at least we're still honest with each other. What are you doing here?
Well, not what you suspect. You see, we're not official enemies anymore. I was mustered out for wounds after Cold Harbor.
Well, Mr. Sard, where did you meet Captain Randolph?
Here, just before you came. He does his own presenting, and I do mine.
Stop in at Wells Fargo before you leave, Clay. I want you to meet Colonel Sewell.
No, I'll go now if you wish.
No, at your own convenience.
Well, thanks, Steve. I'll be there.
You are not a convincing liar, Captain.
This way, please.
Captain Clark will surely suspect us now. Captain Randolph and he were classmates at West Point.
You see, Captain, well, I've always discouraged your coming to Oro Grande.
Had you warned me, I wouldn't have come. You're not supposed to furnish me with part of the information collected by your spy ring, but all of it. Why don't you?
As your government pays me, it's up to me to satisfy you. Wherein have I failed?
Steve Clark's brother, for example. I thought his name was Jeff Logan until after his military funeral.
What did it matter? He was a spy.
All the more reason to question him instead of killing him. Incidentally, I don't like Braddock's dirty tactics.
You tend to forget, Captain, we are operating in enemy territory.
That's no excuse for brutality. What about Steve Clark?
Oh, I think I can outguess him.
Well, in such matters, I'll do as you consider best.
And now, my dear, would you tell Braddock I wish to speak to him? I'm gambling that Captain Clark intends following you with the hope that you'll lead him to the raiders. Otherwise, he'd be taking you prisoner.
Telling Randolph to report to you, Colonel, should make him leave town.
I think your plan will work.
Randolph did just what you expected, Steve. He's riding northeast towards Ghost City.
Good work, Cathy.
Cathy, you'll find Idaho out behind the barn with some of my men.
What's up now? Where's Captain Randolph? Me and Randolph are trying to get us out of the trouble he got us into. Get 6 of the men for me. They better take along their horses in case of an emergency.
Right. I'll be glad when Morel don't need the Confederates for a front any longer. Randolph goes back where he came from.
I know, but right now he's got to believe he's really the boss. Just like he thinks we're taking Clark alive.
All right, fellas, come on, let's go.
Braddock never said nothing about Clark dropping markers so somebody can follow him.
You know what this means, Bart?
Yeah, cavalry. He put us here to stop one or two. We can't stop him.
We ain't gonna try. Maybe we can pick them.
We're all set. Good. Clark sits a little ways behind me.
We were smart, too.
Yeah. By the time they find they're on their own trail, it'll be too late to save Clark.
Sounds like he's coming down the hall now.
The men are in the rooms on both sides, ready for him.
Captain Clark is following Captain Randolph, just like you figured he would.
How about the cavalry?
They're on the wrong trail.
We're not on the wrong trail now. This is the way Randolph and Steve Clark came, all right.
Yeah, they're heading for Ghost City.
Yeah, huh? Then Randolph's Gold Raiders will be waiting there for him. Come on.
Sounds like he's coming down the hall now.
The men are in the rooms on both sides, ready for him. No chance to get Clark now.
You lead those Yanks as far away from Ghost City as you can. They mustn't know this is our hideout.
Out the back way, men.
Randolph and the Raiders were in that old rooming house. We'll follow, but sneak back and spend the night in one of these buildings.
What for?
Randolph didn't lead me here for nothing. If the raiders are using this for a base, they'll come back and show themselves.
But Colonel Sewell has scoured all these parts for every possible hideout.
Just the same, we're here. We'll see for ourselves.
Oh, well, I guess it's worth a try.
Safe now, Captain?
I overheard Clark and that Wells Fargo detective decide to come back and spend the night.
Smartmans, huh? Why didn't you blast them both when you had the chance?
Well, that'd only bring others to search Ghost City. Now, if they leave here convinced the town is deserted, there'll be no further search and our hideout will be safe.
Well, that's smart, too. But what about Braddock?
Oh, he'll let the Yanks chase him all night. You keep a sharp lookout, Slim.
Looks like we've drawn a blank all along the line.
Well, there's still that barn.
Say when, Captain?
Well, it's Cathy.
How'd you know we was here, Cathy?
The cavalry reported back to Colonel Sewell. But what do you know? The war's over.
Over? This ain't no time for jokes.
General Lee surrendered to General Grant at a place called Appomattox.
Sure now, Cathy?
We just got the news over the telegraph. Honest, Idaho.
Yippee! Come on, let's hit leather. Yeah.
Gentlemen, the war is over. We fought to the best of our ability, but we lost.
What happens to us now?
I'll surrender, of course. But as you men aren't regular soldiers, you can go where you wish.
Slim just told me the news. What are you going to do?
Captain Randolph was just saying something about surrendering.
What about your connections in Oro Grande?
Now that you're back, Braddock, I intend to take care of them.
That's fair enough. When are you riding?
Right now.
You got us together, he didn't. What do you say about all this?
Captain Randolph's a soldier. We're not. I got you into this because there's lots of money in it, war or no war. Now, how'd you like to go on raiding gold trains, but this time for a bigger cut?
All right for me.
Wait a minute, boys. Tom Jackson wants to say something.
I agree with Captain Randolph. I'm pulling out for Alabama.
Well, that's your privilege, Tom. We hate to lose you, but good luck.
Think you'll be the one that's needing the luck, Braddock, but thanks anyway.
I don't think we'll have any more trouble here. Randolph won't cause none once Morel learns he plans to surrender.
Sorry, sir.
Don't be sorry, son. Be glad. Celebrate. The war's over.
Then the news is official.
Yep. Peace terms are posted outside the Oro Grande Journal.
Is there anything in them about Confederate soldiers surrendering?
Didn't notice. I was too excited. Say, do you know somebody who wants to surrender?
I want to.
Well, I'll be dogged. You better go see Colonel Sewell.
I will, sir. As soon as I take care of some important business in the Golden Eagle.
Hey, son, what's your name?
Three cheers for old Abe! I must admit I didn't expect the war to end so soon.
Ach ja, Herr Van Bruggen. But the Confederate gold.
Oh, Washington won't worry about gold or raids for a while, Friedrich. And what we have already will be sent to Prussia.
And Captain Randolph, he is more and more suspicious. What will he do now?
Let me answer that question.
Himmel, vergassen.
Halt den Mund, Dummkopf. Und bleib still. Werde ich mit ihm behandeln.
Take a bargain with whom, Herr von Rugend? Do you represent the King of Prussia or Bismarck as Chancellor?
You understand?
Yes, I understand German, but I speak good old Tennessee English, too. I suspected Richmond wasn't getting all the gold from our raids, but what you've stolen for Prussia, Washington is going to get.
You would help the enemies of your country?
No, Morel. You're my country's enemy. As of today, there is no North or South, only United States. A complete list of your Pacific Coast agents.
Well, the South pay me to operate an expert spy ring.
Yes, but I don't think Colonel Sewell or Steve Clark will appreciate your efforts.
No more than I appreciate yours, sir. Drop that gun.
Thank you, Elsa. Now I will search the captain. This one's a repeat bulletin about President Lincoln having been to Richmond.
Colonel Sewell! Colonel, where's your prisoner?
What prisoner?
Man I bumped into, a Confederate, told me he was surrendered.
What did he look like, Doc?
Well, clean-cut sort of fellow. About your bill. Said he was going up the Golden Eagle and then coming here to see Colonel Sewell.
I'm sure that's Clay Randolph, sir. I'll look for him.
Here comes another boatman.
Apparently the Hauptmann has no papers. Now, Elsa, perhaps it would be better if you were to leave.
Elsa? Is that Prussian for Trina, Miss Dessard?
I am Countess Elsa von Merck.
Well, your country must need gold desperately to send a countess to help steal it.
What Prussia wants, Prussia takes.
Not from the United States. Now or ever.
You imply a Prussian defeat, Captain Randolph. May I point out that talk about surrender is more appropriate to you?
Yes, but I had expected to surrender to an honorable victor. Instead,
Is Morel in, Hank?
Well, tell him you're here, Braddock. I didn't know that Randolph was in town.
Yeah, he told me he's going to see Morel before he surrendered.
Wait here.
I never expected to see Randolph leave this place walking.
sure a lot of people coming in this morning.
Hey, you.
Yeah.
You know Captain Randolph?
Do you mean the man that you and Miss Dessard was talking to yesterday?
Yes. Have you seen him?
Yeah, he was here, but he left.
Thanks.
Don't you think it'd be a lot safer all around if them two never got together?
No, I'd rather have them meet in the street than at Sewell's.
He escaped after knocking over the lamp and locked us in.
What's the matter?
Identification. It was around my neck.
Probably got torn off in the dark. Fred may have found it. I'll go back and see.
Too bad you didn't get here earlier.
If you ask me, I got here just right.
Where about in Rawhide?
Out doing a little job. I figured you didn't believe in surrendering.
So once you're right, Braddock. Soldiers should fall in battle.
Clay Randolph.
You're just the man I wanted to see.
And you're the man who wants to surrender.
And to turn over some gold. And prisoners.
Now you're talking.
Wait till you hear the real story behind those raids. It'll knock you back on your heels like it did me.
Colonel Sewell better hear this, too.
Take care of it.
Let's get him.
He's still breathing. Now, easy, son. Save your strength.
I'm finished. I've got to tell Steve about the gold.
We'll tell him for you.
I didn't kill your father, Cathy. Or Steve's brother. Give that to Steve.
Where'd you get it?
I took it from... I took...
He's gone. strength.
I'm finished. I've got to tell Steve about the gold.
We'll tell him for you.
I didn't kill your father, Cathy. Or Steve's brother. Give that to Steve.
Where'd you get it, Randolph?
I got it from... I took...
He's gone.
Poor Randolph. He comes here to surrender and gets a bullet in his back.
He tried so hard to tell us what was back of these gold rings.
Every time there's trouble around here, one of these 1752 coins shows up.
There's some connection between those coins and the gold raiders, all right.
Maybe with luck, the hombre Steve's trailing will provide the key for us.
And he got one of our men. We get him?
No, just creased him. He'll be out for a while.
Longer than that.
Wait a minute. Seems to me if we report to a friend of ours that Clark is captured and not dead, that ain't gonna hurt us none. Tie something around his head. Go on back to Oro Grande. Scatter out when you get into town. What do you got there?
Coin. But it ain't United States.
We'll take Clark into Hard Rock. One or two of the men are there checking supplies.
Dried apricots.
50 pounds.
10 salt.
10 of salt.
You should have called. Lucky for you, we didn't shoot first and look afterwards.
Lucky for you, you didn't, you mean? Give us a hand. You two and Rawhide are going to play nursemaid.
With him? He looks like he's trying hard to get himself buried.
He ain't hurt bad. Concussion.
This is Steve Clark. I'm heading for town. Rawhide, don't you ride in till he wakes up.
Now, we gotta treat him gentle. The sooner he can be made to talk, the sooner we can really get rid of him.
Idaho, do you realize how long it's been since Steve disappeared?
24 hours. I don't like it any more than you do.
I'd feel better about it if Colonel Sewell hadn't taken his men back to Fort Loma.
Orders is orders, Cathy. Colonel Sewell's men can't do any more than they've already done.
I know that, but I also know we've got to find out where Steve is.
I just told you, my name is... Esterfield, that's it. Harry Esterfield.
Uh-huh. Well, if your name ain't Clark, I'm the King of China.
The King of China? Yes. I came into this country about About 6 months ago to inspect my father's holdings.
Where's your papers to prove it?
Papers? Hey, I don't know anything about papers. I don't know what you mean. I don't know.
What are we gonna do? This has gone far enough.
Maybe he's fooling.
Yeah, but if he ain't, he sure needs a doctor.
In either case, it's up to the boss to decide. Better tie him up. I'm riding for town.
A lot of good these do us.
That's because we don't know what they mean. But your dad and Steve's brother and Randolph did, and they were murdered.
But that doesn't help us find Steve. What about that posse that rode out to help Steve chase Randolph's killer?
I'm sure now it wasn't a posse, Cathy. They were after Steve.
Did you recognize any of them?
One, a fellow named Rawhide, hasn't been seen in Oro Grande since. I got Doc looking for him.
Do you think it's too late to help Steve?
No, the eastbound's coming in, Cathy.
All right, Bill. Passengers have 30 minutes for lunch.
It is genuine, Alex. Allow me to present my old friend and our superior, Count Manfred von Richten. Count?
Thank you, Countess. I was not sure you'd remember. We've been expecting you, sir, but you understand I can't afford to take any chances. Won't you be seated? There is much to discuss. In private. Oh, follow me.
I tell you now what no country in the world knows except our Preußen. The Tsar of Russia wants to sell Alaska.
I see. Our Kaiser wants to hold Alaska as a club over Canada and the United States. Is that it?
A club over Canada is a club over England. But we must buy it before any other nation bids against us. We need more gold.
I cannot guarantee you do as well as I have been doing.
You've been the best of all our agents to date here in the West. You must not fail Prussia now.
But the war's over now, and I can no longer blame the South for raids on the gold trades.
Nevertheless, you will continue raiding them, but Prussia must not be suspected. Every available penny of Prussia's income is being spent on the army. We are preparing to fight Austria, and then France. In 1870, there will again be a united German empire, and such an empire must have colonies.
Yes. Alaska.
Mm-hmm. Bought with American gold.
There's another danger.
So?
Clark. I mentioned him in my last report. He's my prisoner now, but...
Prisoner?
Only until he can be made to tell just what he does or does not know and just what he's reported to Washington.
That should be easy. Torture him.
Unfortunately, he has a head injury. But I think he's pretending to have lost his memory.
I have a cure for such cases. Where is he? I myself shall question him.
Hey, how about a drink of water? He likes service, don't he?
Ah, give him his drink.
All right, on your feet. Both of you. Get over against that box.
Holy smokes, he's got his memory back.
I never lost it, and see that you don't lose yours. Now, who's this man you call the boss?
I am, Captain Clark. Don't move.
I'm happy to see I don't have to cure your amnesia. You're going to do some talking. Don't let him trick you again, boys. Didn't you say there was a spring in here?
Yeah, that's right. Discontinued the tunnel when they struck water. There it is.
Well, a natural little cave. And useful. Return to Morel. Tell him Clark will talk soon. Very soon.
Hey, Doc! Doc! Oh, it's you. No luck, Idaho. Haven't seen Rawhide yet.
You're not looking in the right direction. There he is now, coming out of that store.
Maybe we'll find out where Steve is after all. Get him to come to Wells Fargo with you and don't let him tell you no. Come on. Bring your bag. This way. Come on.
Rawhide.
What's up, Miss Cathy?
I wonder if you'd mind delivering a telegram to Mr. Morel. Bill isn't around.
All right, ma'am. You got yourself an errand boy.
Thanks.
Hello, Rawhide.
Oh, hello, Bill.
I thought you said Bill wasn't here.
What's your hurry?
None of your business.
Give me a hand, boys. Doc's waiting for this coyote in Sewell's office.
I have had experience with men like you before, Captain Clark. I know there's no use asking you to be sensible, so I'll have to make you do what I want.
He knows where Steve is, all right.
This is the coin Steve got from the man back east who tried to murder him.
Yeah, Rawhide couldn't have gotten it from anybody but Steve.
He's coming out of it.
Oh.
What's that? What have you done?
You've just had a shot of hypochlorite of concentrate.
To bring me to, huh?
No, to cook your goose unless you start talking.
Is that poison?
Here's the antidote. Unless you get one quick, you'll be dead in 10 minutes.
I don't want to die.
Where's Steve Clark?
Steve Clark? How do I know? Give me them pills.
You've just got 2 minutes, Rawhide.
All right. I'll talk. They're holding him at the old Hard Rock mine.
That's all I need to know.
Give me them antidotes.
You won't need him. You ain't been poisoned.
You're a liar.
Maybe I am. Sometimes.
Oh. I feel like an angel. I'm flying.
You won't need that gun now, Cathy. He's taken so many of those sleeping pills he won't wake up for hours.
Bart just returned from Funrington.
I hope Von Rington can handle Clark. That man is always dangerous.
He has got what he wanted from much stronger men than Clark before now. Alex must see this at once.
I'm sorry about that Mr. Lawton sent you back before Clark talked.
I don't think you have a thing to worry about this time.
That Wells Fargo detective has made Rawhide tell him where Clark is.
So that's why Idaho was burning leather when I rode in just now.
Nothing to worry about, huh? Braddock, you handle this. Take Bart with you. He knows the way.
Don't you think, Captain Clark, it's about time you agreed to talk?
give us any more information for quite a spell. What do you say, Cathy? Hadn't we better ride out to Hard Rock Mine?
I'm way ahead of you, Doc. I had Bill saddle up for us.
Well, I hope Idaho's found Steve by now, but he may need some help at that.
Your horses are ready, Cathy.
Thanks, Bill. I'm holding you responsible for that man in there.
Nothing pleases me better. Rawhide sure let Idaho trick him. He really thought he was poisoned.
And him telling Idaho where the raiders are holding Captain Clark so he could take this antidote.
Sleeping.
I'll be with you in a minute!
That got him.
I'll keep you covered from here. Maybe he's still alive.
Make sure.
Somebody's coming.
We're not sticking around here.
Steve! Steve, where are you?
It's only Doc and Cathy.
Yes, but Idaho's behind us. Clark, too, by now.
I ain't no hero.
Hey, you all right? Yeah, sure. That's quite a bathtub you got there. Yeah, and they still got my legs tied. Yeah, cut yourself loose with this. Make sure there are no more raiders around here that can shoot. Good.
Stay here, Cathy. I'll see what's inside. Why, it's Idaho.
Doc and Cathy, what are you doing?
Where's Steve?
Steve? He was pretending he was a whale, but he's back to normal now.
No chance to save Lawton, yet the Wells Fargo detective was able to rescue Clark. Is that it?
You make it sound as if I hadn't done what I was supposed to.
Did you?
Everything I could without getting Bart and me killed.
What has that to do with the fact that Clark now has enough information to hang us all?
Fortunately, Rawhide is still unconscious. He must never be permitted to tell Clark what he knows.
Rawhide's a raider, and the boys won't stand for shutting him up with a bullet.
That's just the point of it, Braddock. I want you and the raiders to rescue him.
You mean right into town?
If necessary, yes. Bring the raiders as far as Brush Canyon. I'll get word to you there.
They won't like taking on Oro Grande.
Neither do I. The Rawhide's life may depend on it.
All right. I'll get them for you.
Thank you, Braddock. I knew you would.
Oh, by the way, you better start figuring how you're going to share the gold, Morel. The war is over and the men want their cut.
Alex. Our raiders have become a problem.
Yes. But I think I've succeeded in convincing Braddock that I'm loyal to him and to them.
So do I. It would have been different, though, had he known that Lawton's real name was Manfred von Richten.
That's why it's absolutely essential that Braddock should believe our only danger is the possibility of Rawhide talking. But if von Brington was carrying any secret papers, Clark must have them by now. That means he knows that we are Prussians, stealing American gold to buy Alaska.
Yes, I understand. You plan to have the raiders save us as a part of their attack to rescue Rawhide.
Our secret can only be kept by destroying Clark, all his intimates, and von Richter's papers. Close the door.
We're up against a big, well-organized spy ring.
These 1752 coins must be some sort of countersign.
Yes, and that man Lawton you killed was apparently a traveling agent.
Too bad he didn't have any papers on him except his card.
Yeah, that's smart. Carl Lawton and the Rackerby Importing Company are probably both false names.
Well, let's hope Rawhide knows something about all this.
How is he, Doc?
Thought maybe he took too big a dose, but his pulse is fine. He'll wake up as fresh as a daisy.
How long will he sleep?
Well, can't say.
Oh, by the way, Cathy, have you asked Bill yet what we were talking about on the ride back from Hard Rock?
No, I haven't, Steve.
Have you got something for me to do, Captain Clark?
Do you remember any of the passengers on board the eastbound this morning?
Well, just one, because the stage left without him.
That's the man. Where did he go?
That I don't know. I held the stage 5 minutes waiting for him to show up.
When he walked away, did he have any luggage?
No, as a matter of fact, I should have taken his things off the stage, but I forgot to.
How can we get hold of his bags?
What time is it?
2:15.
That stage should reach Dry Wells in about an hour. Clear the wires, Dan. I want to send a preferred message.
All right, Cathy. There you are.
Now, you will leave with our records. Clark has no reason to suspect you.
Yes. But what if my name appears in Von Rington's papers?
All agents have strict orders not to mention you.
R. H. Dixon, Wells Fargo agent, Dry Wells, California. Remove baggage marked Carl Lawton, Rackerby Company, from eastbound due within hour. Return Lawton's baggage on next Oro Grande stage and confirm. Signed, C. Haines, acting Wells Fargo agent, Oro Grande, California.
Remove baggage marked Carl Lawton. You see, they didn't find anything on Lawton to prove him to be von Brington.
Yes, but this only postpones the trouble. There will surely be papers in Lawton's things.
Oh, but you're assuming that Captain Clark will get the baggage. I shall have to change my plans. Send Bart to me and wait outside. You'll have to help me.
Just a minute. It's just like I said. If Morel can save Rawhide any other way, he will. If he can't, it's up to us to attack Oro Grande.
Look, Brett. You got any idea what Morel's really up to?
No, I haven't, but go's only part of it. He's not telling me everything.
Might pay us handsome if we find out.
I've been thinking the same thing.
I've been wondering why we couldn't write that fellow Morel off and retire now that the war's over.
Having all that gold piled up below is making a lot of the boys think the same way, Slim.
Well, you think it over.
All right, I will.
Dry Wells, Cathy?
Yes, confirmation. He'll telegraph again as soon as he's put Lawton's baggage on the westbound.
Good. How's our guest doing?
He's wide awake and drinking coffee.
Well, I think it's time I had a little talk with him.
That pony of yours won't let me look at his foot, Cathy.
Never mind. I'll tend to him myself. Thanks, Bill.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon. I'd like a reservation on the next stage for Sacramento, please.
You might have to wait a spell, ma'am. There are a lot of folks traveling now this pesky war's over. But won't you sit down? I'll check my list.
Thank you.
You, leaving us, Mr. Sawyer?
A singer on tour is always saying goodbye, Mr. Jones.
Just call me Idaho. Wonder if you could tell me something about Clay Randolph.
The man who died here the other day?
You mean murdered?
I know. I don't like that word. I understand he was a Confederate.
How well did you know him, Mr. Dessard?
Oh, no better than I ever get to know any patron who comes to hear me sing. But he seemed very polite. Why?
Randolph took this from somebody in the Golden Eagle, just before he was shot.
I never saw a coin like that before. It's an interesting trinket. Old, too, in 1752. May I see it more closely?
Sure.
You'll get a better break from me than if I turn you over to the Army.
I can't talk. They'd kill me.
Who would kill you?
Ho!
Ride the brush cane in, tell the boys to take Lawton's luggage off the westbound stage.
All right.
We scatter.
There he is.
Rawhide's taking word to the raiders at Brush Canyon about Lawton's baggage.
Holy smoke. Who tipped them off?
Oh, they must have learned about that telegram I sent to Dry Wells.
Can you countermand the order?
It's too late.
It's up to you and me, Idaho. We've got to get to that stage ahead of the raiders. Got you out after all.
Yep, and now we gotta help him.
What's up?
We're to stop the westbound stage and take Lawton's baggage from it.
That's the easiest job we've had yet.
Howdy, Captain. Thought you was raiders at first.
They'll be along soon enough. Give us the baggage marked for Lawton.
Hold it. Here comes trouble.
They can see us. Give us some other baggage.
Good idea. If they think we've got what they want, they won't search the stage.
If the raiders leave you alone, don't give Lawton stuff to anybody but Cathy Haines.
Nobody, Captain. But you better light out.
Yeah, jump.
No doubt the raiders think we got Lawton's stuff.
Yes, and now it's up to us to keep them thinking that way until the stage has time to reach Oro Grande.
thinking the same thing, but there's another way. Take a look up there. That rock's only hanging by a hair, and it's right behind them.
Yeah, nothing's holding it but a little shale. You think we could knock it loose?
Yeah, we can try. Let's use our rifles.
Further messages?
Not since Wells Fargo ordered the stage to pick up Lawton's baggage at Dry Wells.
Lawton, I
Use
wish.
his real name. Count von Rington died in line of duty.
Nevertheless, the fact remains, if Captain Clark finds those letters, which are probably in von Rington's baggage...
Clark will expose us. That's one of the risks we take.
Far more important, my dear. He'll learn that Prussia intends to buy Alaska with the gold that we have stolen.
Fortunately, Captain Clark does not know that you have sent the raiders to intercept the stage. Now what is wrong?
Captain Clark and that Wells Fargo detective know our plans.
Howdy, Captain. Thought you was raiders at first.
They'll be along soon enough. Give us the baggage marked for Lawton.
Hold it. Here comes trouble.
They can see us. Give us some other baggage.
Good idea. If they think we've got what they want, they won't search the stage.
If the raiders leave you alone, don't give Lawton stuff to anybody but Cathy Haines.
Nobody, Captain. But you better light out. Get up, jump.
Suppose those boys want to play, Steve?
As long as they think there's a chance of getting that bag we took off the stage.
Won't they be mad when they find out it ain't Lawton?
The longer we hold them up here, the surer we are that the stage will get through to Oro Grande with Lawton's real luggage.
This ain't gonna get us anywhere.
Take a look up there. That rock's only hanging by a hair, and it's right behind them.
Yeah, nothing's holding it but a little shale. Think we could knock it loose?
Yeah, we can try. Let's use our rifles. Didn't get him.
You all in one piece, son?
Yeah, don't I look it? Hey, why drag that along? There's nothing in it we want.
Yeah, but the raiders don't know it.
What's the idea?
When the raiders see me riding off with this, they'll follow me.
Oh, no, you don't. We're getting out of here together.
Look, Steve, the stagecoach should have delivered Lawton's stuff to Cathy by now. It's more important you look at his papers than me.
Now, listen, Idaho.
Cover me, son. Start throwing lead.
Hey, that Wells Fargo man's making a break for it. Yeah, with Lawton's bag. But not the papers. Come on.
Have a nice ride?
Really had some fun for myself. Lawton stuff?
Yeah, stage got through all right, but there are no papers.
We don't know any more about Colonel Lawton now than we did before.
There must be something in that bag, or why would the raiders be after it?
Well, if there is, we haven't found it.
That sure is tough. Oh, hey, look, Steve. Here's another one of Lawton's cards. Did you check on the Rackaby Company?
Yeah, I telegraphed. They're in San Francisco, all right.
But do they know Lawton?
Yeah, so they just hired him.
Here's something. A newspaper clipping.
Advertising Rackaby's coffee?
No, it's been cut from an editorial in some San Francisco paper.
Read it.
It is this editor's opinion that the ill fame of our San Francisco waterfront will continue as long as there are such places as Rackaby's Landing.
Somebody sure thinks there's more than coffee at Rackaby's Landing.
This may be a lead at that.
When there's only one trail, that's the one to follow.
Where are you sending a message to this time?
Washington.
How did you find Mr. Morel?
Fit to be tagged because we didn't get Lawton's luggage.
Can you blame him very much?
Why get so excited over a suitcase? Me and my men are hard to grab gold, not chase baggage.
Mr. Morel didn't want Steve Clark to get it.
So he told me, but he didn't say anything about what was in it. And that's what I want to know.
I hope you'll be told everything you need to know, Mr. Braddock. Very soon now.
There's only one answer that counts, and that's how much gold I get. So you can tell that to Morel. He wants to see you.
Captain Clark is telegraphing Washington.
Did he find papers in Von Lincoln's luggage?
He couldn't have found much. He reports that he's going to San Francisco to investigate Rackaby, and Rackaby's Landing.
That means Von Lincoln was too smart to carry secret records.
Clark obviously hopes to stumble upon something.
Well, we shall do our best not to disappoint him.
And your message was received at the Treasury Department, Captain Clark. Washington just confirmed.
Thanks, Dan.
What are you going to do when you reach San Francisco, Steve?
That's what I'd like to know. You can't just walk in and question Rackaby, even if Lawton did represent him and an editor don't like him.
But Idaho, we know that these 1752 coins are some sort of a countersign for the secret organization we're after.
That won't help you any, if Rackaby happens to be an honest man.
Judging by the newspaper clipping, the chances are he isn't. I'm going to use this to try and find out.
All right, all right.
If you ask me, there's sure a lot of fuss, just because one man's coming down here to look around.
Depends on what Rackaby was told about the man by that messenger from Oro Grande.
There ain't no man dangerous enough to take care of all the guards we got waiting around here for him.
We'll find out quick enough. That's probably him now.
Don't worry. By getting here from Oro Grande ahead of Captain Clark, you have made his death a certainty. Come in.
He's coming now.
Is the front door unlocked?
That's what you ordered.
Good. Lead by the back way. If you will step into this back room, which also has a door to the alley, you may watch the next act of our little play without being seen.
You're too sure of yourself, Rackaby. You should not see Captain Clark alone.
I cannot deny myself the pleasure, and I think you will enjoy what you're about to see.
Hello? Anyone here?
How did you get in here? We're closed for the night.
Your door was open, so I just walked in.
My clerk must have forgotten to lock it. What do you want?
I'd like to speak to Mr. Rackerby.
You are. But unless your business is important...
I have 1,000 pounds of coffee for sale.
Well, that's important enough. If the price is right, this way. Sit down.
Thank you.
I didn't get the name.
Murdoch.
Murdoch. What an interesting coin.
Of course, you've never seen another like it.
Well, not exactly. This is similar, isn't it?
Yes. Perhaps we have something in common, eh, Rackerby?
It will be interesting to make sure. Z3. Y10, 6E1, Z2. Here it is. 6Z3. Otto Murdoch.
In person.
Let me see. Murdoch's last assignment, as I remember it, was to kill you, Captain Clark.
Murdoch got what you'll get, Rackerby, if you try anything. Hand me that list of your agents.
You're unwise, Captain Clark. Murdoch had to go to you, but now you have to come to me.
Give me that book.
Good evening, Mr. Stanton. Here's the telegram from San Francisco you've been waiting for, Mr. Fessenden.
Captain Clark is investigating Abel Rackaby at Rackaby's Landing.
Rackaby? Never heard of it. Who's he? Head of the gold thieves?
We don't know. But Steve Clark is taking a desperate chance in order to find out.
Here it is. 6Z3, Otto Murdoch.
In person.
Let me see. Murdoch's last assignment, as I remember it, was to kill you, Captain Clark.
Murdoch got what you'll get, Rackaby, if you try anything. Hand me that list of your agents.
You're unwise, Captain Clark. Murdoch had to go to you, but now you have to come to me.
Give me that book.
You can return to Oro Grande now, Countess Van Merck.
I underestimated you, Rackaby.
So did Captain Clark.
It is unfortunate that Morel can't take lessons from you. I shall tell him of your success.
Now what, Mr. Rackaby? Do I give it to this one like the last one?
We'll decide later, Grattan, after I have a talk with him. Get the ladder for me.
Drop that gun. You heard me. Get who?
He was referring to me, Garrett.
That's what I thought. I was worried for a minute. Take a look down there, Sam, and you better take a light. Mr. Rackaby will keep better in jail. We'll question him there later. Put the handcuffs on him.
I knew you'd go into action when I failed to return on schedule.
We might have been too late at that. These some of the coins dated 1752 you were telling me about?
Yes, I know what they're used for now.
Here's something I found.
Where'd you find that?
On the floor in that room.
You recognize it?
Yes. It being here explains why Rackaby was expecting me. Someone from Oro Grande was hiding in that room.
I'm going below.
Z3. Here it is. 6Z3, Otto Murdoch.
Yes, Murdoch was the agent who tried to murder me back east. Hey, how about this one? 7R7.
7R7, Hugo Metzger.
Hugo Metzger. So that's Rackaby's real name.
Won't that help me when I start to question him? How about that other coin?
Oh, yes. It doesn't have any number in it. Just a name. Von Merck.
Von Merck. That name's not listed here. What do you make of it?
Well, Von Merck, whoever he is, must be a really important agent. And he's operating out of Oro Grande.
It's too bad you couldn't get a lead out to him. And by the way, Steve, have you noticed that all the names listed here are German?
You can't miss.
Well, if we could only get a list of the American names these Germans are using.
Yeah, that'll come. At least we know it's not a Confederate organization we're fighting. It's a Prussian spy ring.
Prussian? How do you make that out?
I just got the answer. I never could figure before why the coins came from different countries, and the dates are always the same.
Well, I'm not much on history. What is it?
Well, 1752 was the year that Frederick the Great, the Prussian demigod, published his secret political testament.
I never heard of it.
Well, Frederick wrote it for his heirs, telling them how to rule Prussia so that Prussia could conquer the world.
Pardon me, Chief, but there's enough gold downstairs to buy San Francisco. It's in a box marked ore samples.
Gold or gold ore?
Gold. Supposed to be sent to a Berlin museum. If you ask me, it's a new name for a mint. You see, you can bring a rowboat under the wharf, right to the room, and load from there.
Well, in that case, we ought to get a very interesting report from the men examining that ship in the harbor.
Well, welcome home, Steve. Glad to see you. How's San Francisco? Good, still there, huh? Well, the old place hasn't changed much since it was gone.
What is it?
Steve Clark is back from San Francisco.
He'd probably be there yet if Rackaby hadn't been killed trying to escape.
You assure me Clark can get no direct lead from Rackaby's. I hope you're right.
Absolutely right. Fortunately for Prussia, we still have gold, and we can still get it out of the country.
If we succeed, we shall be heroes, Trina.
Prussia will have a down payment for the purchase of Alaska, and it certainly will not hurt Erich von Rugen or Carbisselza von Merck.
Exactly. But I wish Colonel Sewell had stayed at Fort Loma. He presents one more obstacle.
Sewell or Clark, none of them matter. The fact remains, we still have a chance.
Glad to see you again, Steve.
Same goes for you, Colonel Sewell.
Did you learn anything in San Francisco?
Yes, I'm now able to tell you something very definite about the Oro Grande gold raiders.
Well, suppose we step in the office.
Just what I was going to suggest, Colonel. Everything's all set, just like you told me in the letter. Cathy, Doc, and me figured you'd want us to tell the Colonel.
Yes, if either Bill or Dan is a traitor, as you suspect, they'd certainly try to hear what you're telling us now.
That's why I sent the letter, so that everything could be timed for my first explanation after I returned.
Well, I've been thinking it over, and Steve is right. One of them two has to be tipping off the agents we're after.
This trap ought to catch the traitor and the Prussians, whoever they are, that hang out at the Golden Eagle.
That dang telegraph always goes off when I don't want it to.
Well, I gotta go down to the blacksmith shop, so I'll deliver that telegram if you want me to.
Thanks. I'd better do the honors for this one in person.
All right.
Did you hear what Captain Clark said about capturing the gold raiders?
Well, I couldn't help it, Cathy. And I sure hope he does.
So do I. But I wish he'd asked me to hear what he has to say.
Well, you can anyway if you want. That partition ain't as thick as you think it is. You know, me and Bill have listened there before.
Maybe I will at that, Dan. Thanks.
Yeah, just stick your ear to the wall, eh? Well, I've got to deliver this.
There's Cathy's signal now. Bill and Dan have both stepped out.
So there's no way of identifying the Prussian agents here in Oro Grande. But we did get the gold. And we know all the localities where agents are stationed. But what's more important, we also know that the gold stolen by the Oro Grande gold raiders is still in this vicinity.
That's wonderful, Steve. How about a lead to the men operating here?
I've got one, Idaho. Either Dan or Bill, maybe both of them are in with them.
Dan or Bill?
Yes. We're going to find out which and then let him lead us to his superiors. Dan or Bill?
Might be either.
Well, whichever it was, he sure heard something worth reporting back to his boss.
Our agent from Wells Fargo wants to report in person.
Have him come down.
It's lucky for us that Clark isn't sure which of you two is my man.
Captain Clark is not as clever as I thought.
He should know that only you had the opportunity to murder the father of Cathy Haines.
Drop this coin into the coat pocket of your fellow suspect. Then signal to Bart. When Clark finds that coin on the man who has just been shot, he'll suspect him, never you.
How about it, Bart?
If all your jobs were as easy as this one, I wouldn't have any kick.
How's everything at the blacksmith shop, Bill?
Blacksmith? Oh, all right, Cathy.
There's your man, Steve.
I'll break you in two.
This proves it.
Proves what?
Who gave you that coin?
I found that on the street.
He came out of the back door of the Golden Eagle, just like you figured he would, Steve.
Bring him into my office.
They know it's Bill. They just grabbed him.
In that case, I guess we'll all have to go to the Ghost City hideout.
Not where there's still a chance to keep from exposing ourselves. Braddock, get your raiders to Rimrock and wait for Bart there.
What are you going to do?
Outsmart Steve Clark for a change. Hank, arrange for someone to speak to Dr. Blair. This is the message.
I'm going to do a little investigating on my own, Steve.
Well, I hope you have better luck than I've had.
You ain't doing bad, son.
Has Bill talked yet?
No, he's stubborn. Colonel Sewell's taking charge of him.
Cathy, will you take a ride with me?
Uh-oh, Mrs. Carmody.
Yeah, Mrs. Carmody. Man just brought me word. She's sure she's dying. She wants to see you as well as me.
Go ahead, Cathy, if you want. I'll watch things here.
Thanks, Dan. All Mrs. Carmody wants is visitors. I'll get my hat.
Now what's the rush?
Steve Clark as usual, only he's causing more trouble this time than ever.
Deuce, ace, king.
Saddle up, boys. We've got to make Rimrock by dark.
You sound like bad news.
Well, I ought to. Clark onto us? Not yet, but he's breathing right down our necks. Morel's talking about moving out here.
Doc, what's the matter?
The raiders, they got Cathy.
Cathy?
They stopped us at Rimrock. They took her, and they sent me back to tell you that she will be killed unless you turn Bill over to them by sunup.
I better try to find Idaho for you, huh?
Get him, Dan, but I'm not waiting for him. You said Rimrock, didn't you?
Yeah, and they're expecting you there in the morning with Bill.
Then they're not expecting me there now.
No.
I've got a notion to take this rag off. It's sure getting uncomfortable.
Wait a minute. Rawhide can't work in Oro Grande anymore because he's recognized, and I don't want that to happen to you.
What do you think about Clark?
He'll try to reach her, all right, but when he does, we'll be ready for him.
I'll check with the boys just to make real sure.
I'm sorry about you, ma'am, but you're safe enough unless they fail to turn Bill over to us like we said. And if somebody comes out here trying to get you away, don't cooperate, because you'll get it just like him.
that you're a traitor. We know that you can identify the Prussian spies who organized the Oro Grande gold raids.
I'm not a traitor. I'm a Prussian, an enemy if you wish.
What is your real name, then?
If I told you what you want me to tell you, then I'd really be a traitor.
Come in.
The troops assembled, sir.
Good. Tell the sergeant to start on. I'll catch up.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, I can't leave men to help you guard him.
Don't worry, Colonel. He'll be right where he is now when you get back.
Any further news, Dan?
Fort Loma agrees you'd better see about this Indian trouble immediately.
That's what I'm going to do right now.
That's all we need now, Indian trouble. Who stirred up the mood dogs anyway?
I don't know, but it sure came sudden. Idaho. Say, where you been?
Chasing bull bats? Always do on nights like this.
Well, you'd better start chasing after Steve Clark.
Steve? What's up?
The raiders are holding Cathy a prisoner out near Rimrock.
Can't outrun him riding double.
Well, what are you going to do about it?
Get myself a horse.
Just like that, huh? But Steve...
You and Cathy keep going. If I'm lucky, I'll be in Oro Grande ahead of you.
Not a sign of him. I wonder what made him so speedy all at once.
How should I know? Where's Harmon?
Harmon's always tired, even if his horse ain't. He'll be along.
Bart, you and I are going to report to Morel. Rawhide, ride to Brush Canyon and wait there.
All right. Yeah, no telling what'll happen now.
I've never been so happy to see anybody in all my life.
Well, where's Cathy in Idaho?
They'll be along.
What happened, Steve?
Well, it's a story with a happy ending, thanks to Idaho.
Is Morel in?
Yes, but he's busy.
Well, he's going to be a lot busier.
So nothing like what you've just been telling me has happened here, Steve. Of course, this Modoc uprising sort of complicates things.
I'll say it does. I'm glad Sewell's here to handle it.
Yeah, but he had to take all these men with him.
Who's guarding Bill?
Abbott, deputy sheriff. Good man.
All right, Braddock. There's no use talking about it. You failed to stop Clark's rescue of the girl.
There's more to it than that, Alex. What are we going to do about Bill now that we cannot exchange Miss Haines for him?
At least Bill won't starve. I've had some food sent to him. Go to Bill's room. Bring all the papers here you'll find there.
How about it, Doc? Do you think we can make that stubborn Prussian talk?
We can try.
Dead. It's regrettable about Bill, but it was the only way to make sure that he wouldn't weaken and talk.
Can they trace back on that food?
They'll try, but get nowhere. They won't even learn that Bill's real name is Hans Plattner.
Abbott is taking the body out the back way.
Maybe if we could find out who arranged that tray for him.
Well, Abbott will attend to that. I took these keys off Bill. Thought you might like to examine his room.
That's the best idea you've had for a long time, Doc. Which one is it, Cathy?
I'll show you. It's next to Dan's telegraph.
Well, apparently Bill did as little writing as possible.
I'm hoping for the best.
Meaning we won't find anything that'll help?
Doc's a pessimist every other day. He'll be himself tomorrow.
Here's something. Bill wrote this in German, and he signed it Hans Plattner.
See if he's on the copy of that list of Prussian agents you brought back from San Francisco.
Here it is. Hans Plattner, 6X3.
6X3? That means one of the coins is his.
Probably the one you found on it.
9M6. Well, this is the coin we got from Bill, but it isn't his number.
Who does it belong to?
Friedrich Lentz.
Nobody by that name around here.
He's here, all right, under some other name.
That won't help us, seeing as we don't know it. The only one of them coins we ain't checked yet is the one that was found on Cathy's father. 6X3. Hans Plattner.
Well, I guess that closes your case for Wells Fargo, Idaho.
Guess it does, Steve. Bill was the man that Cathy's dad was wise to.
But that doesn't close the case. Bill murdered Dad, but he was obeying orders, and they came from the men you're looking for now.
You got something there, Cathy. I'm still official. And right now, I'm giving this closet another look-see. Wonder what this mattress is doing in here.
An extra, probably. No place else to store it.
We're gonna take it out and cut it up anyway. People sometimes hide things in mattresses. Look out, Cathy.
Look, Idaho.
Say, moving that mattress was maybe the best thing I ever did.
No wonder the spy ring knows everything we do. They had Bill here to eavesdrop and had the telegraph line tapped.
Yeah, but you and Colonel Sewell send your messages in code.
Experts can break down a code sooner or later.
I'll bet these wires cross under the street to the alley.
Well, if the wires go underground beneath this floor, hadn't you better find out which way they turn?
I ain't digging them up now. I'm playing the hunch that those wires lead direct to the Golden Eagle.
Didn't you say that that Wells Fargo detective is following the telegraph line?
Sure, but what's that got to do with it?
The line comes here. Now, get the raiders. Hold up this place. Make it look real. And take the valise that Hank will have. Lock the door.
That got it.
It's unfortunate we must sacrifice listening to that transcontinental telegraph, but no one can follow the wire here now.
You're sending the vital records to the hideout, is that it?
Making it appear as though the raiders robbed me exactly as they have others. That's it, my dear. And Clark can prove nothing.
More to the point, Alex. He cannot prevent us from getting the stolen gold to Prussia.
But now there is not enough to pay for Alaska, is there?
Enough for a down payment, Friedrich, yes.
Yeah. Prussia will promise to pay the balance later.
Believe it or not, boys, we're robbing the Golden Eagle, starting now.
Golden Eagle?
That's right.
What's the big idea?
It's the boss's orders.
Finally located a broken end of the wire under a building, but there wasn't any other end.
Where was the wire going?
Either into the Golden Eagle or under it to someplace beyond.
I think it's about time we paid another visit to the Golden Eagle.
Find out something?
No, but you played your hunch. Let me play mine.
Fair enough.
Now, do you understand, Hank? When the holdup starts, I'm due west.
Visitors.
Uh-oh. This is the showdown. That Wells Fargo detective's covering Captain Clark.
Why, Captain Clark, what brings you here? And at night, too.
I just dropped in to see how you enjoyed your trip to San Francisco.
I don't like your manner, Clark.
As for you, Morel, I wonder if you happen to have one of those 1752 coins on you.
Hold it. Get your hands on the table where I can see them.
Turn your pockets inside out.
We'll do the holding up around here. Get that valise off the bar.
sounds like your manner, Clark.
As for you, Morel, I wonder if you happen to have one of those 1752 coins on you. Turn your pockets inside out.
We'll do the holding up around here. Get that valise off the bar.
Startled me.
Where'd Steve Clark go?
After rawhide, but I got him.
Good shooting, Trina.
The satchel is there.
Yes, I see it. It's too bad you got rawhide, too.
Up in the window behind you.
I knowed you was playing possum.
All right, men, out of here.
Take this stuff to the office. I'll head for the Golden Eagle and work on Morel.
What have you got there?
Wait till I get it open. Something the raiders wanted. Record. Maybe we got the evidence we need at last.
This is written in German.
I can read German. Well, this is written in some kind of code.
First Captain Clark, and now you. It's a lucky thing I don't object to being searched.
Wouldn't make any difference if you did, Morel.
Well, as a matter of fact, I approve. I think it's about time we started to cooperate to drive these raiders out of the country.
They tell me there are some Prussian spies mixed up with them, too.
There's another of those coins dated 1752. Just found it on Hank.
This is the kind of coin that Steve and me thought we might find on you.
I don't understand.
It means that that waiter of yours was a member of the Prussian spy ring.
I think we've got what we want. If I could just find one I could read.
Hey, hello, Colonel. Did you meet up with those Indians?
Yes, and I'm sure I'm satisfied with them. I've arranged for Chief DeHonan to come in tomorrow and communicate with President Lincoln by telegraph.
Well, that ought to keep them in line.
I'm hoping it will.
Oh, Cathy, would you get Idaho, please?
What have you got here?
Well, I think we've got a lot of information.
Well, sir, I trust you're satisfied there are no more Prussians here.
We found this on rawhide. He's lying out in the alley.
Oh, that must be the raider who ran off with the money satchel.
Did you find an old valise there?
No, sir. Not a sign of it.
One thing I can't figure, Morel. How come a man as smart as you are didn't wake up to the fact that the Prussian spies were using this place for a hangout?
You're wanted in the Wells Fargo office, Idaho.
Thanks, Cathy. By the way, Morel, if you happen to run into any more of these 1752 coins, save them for me, will you?
Oh, now that I know what they are, I certainly shall.
Thanks.
Of course. But don't let anybody come into my office. That was close. But I think we avoided suspicion.
Idaho is not stupid.
I agree. Neither is Captain Clark. But they found my coin on Rawhide. They'll suspect him. And the fact that the raiders robbed me certainly will not make it appear that I'm their leader.
Suppose Clark has that valise instead of the raiders.
That would be different. As it is, our secret records are well on the way to Ghost City.
Unfortunately for us, Alex, that is not true. Steve Clark does have them.
Cathy's been telling us about them papers. Ain't there any you can read?
None so far. Guess we'll have to send these to an expert.
If we don't look sharp, that gang will have all our gold out of here.
That's what I'm thinking. Got the Modoc smoking peace pipes yet, Colonel?
We're having a council fire in the morning.
That's good news. Say, Steve, I got 2 more of them 1752 coins, but none from Morel.
And so we have only the one chance left. Joe Burke.
Burke's a good agent, Trina. But so far, he's been unable to arouse the Indians to the point where they'll go on the warpath.
But an Indian attack here would let us move the gold. The good citizens will be too busy to worry about us.
Sewell's return from Fort Loma has stopped that plan.
But Clark's capture of our record gives us no alternative.
Anyway, I have to leave Oro Grande.
After Bart gets you a horse, tell him to continue to watch that door.
Of course, Trina. It's time that Friedrich was told about this.
We're getting rid of Prussians at that.
Well, 2 at least. Heine was Hank, he's dead. Plattner was Bill, there's not a kick left in him.
That leaves 2 more agents here. This Von Rugend and the one called Frederick Lance.
No, 3. You're forgetting the one called Von Merck.
Say, one of these coins has that name in it instead of a number.
Hey, Steve, what about this?
Here's what we want. The American names of the German agents, where they're operating and what they're doing.
Are there any we know?
Yes, Cathy, 1. Eric Von Rugend. He's known here as Alex Morel.
He's probably gone by now, but I'm going to make sure.
So you see, we may still be able to get the gold to Prussia.
Yes, Mr. Sarge, but...
In Prussia, you would call me Countess von Merck. Do so here. Now, what is it?
Your pardon, Countess. Do the records Captain Clark has tell the real secret?
They don't mention me. That's why I'm staying here.
That is fortunate for our cause. But, I mean, is there any mention of Alaska?
None. We can still use the gold here to buy it, and only Prussia still knows that Russia wants to sell Alaska. They've come to look for Morel.
Mr. Morel ain't here, and Mr. Sarge says not to let no one in.
She doesn't mean me. Out of my way.
You owe me $1, Bart. Bart wagered that Captain Clark would come to see if my ex-boss was still here. I thought the captain was too smart, so I picked you.
This seems to be a record of all the gold stolen in this section.
Well, you're sure, aren't you, that it hasn't been moved out yet?
Yes, but they won't keep it here now, so we've got to find it before they can get away with it.
Well, it has to be with the raiders, and that means locating their hideout. Any leads as to where they are?
Look here, Steve. Why should the word Modoc be in the German description of this agent named Joe Burke?
Cathy, you found something. They must have an agent with the Indians.
Now I know the real reason why the Modocs are restless. I'll accuse Chief Tahona of knowing this man Burke.
Well, that certainly should impress him.
That's what I want to do. That's why I'm having him in to communicate with President Lincoln by telegraph.
Colonel Sewell! Colonel Sewell! Colonel!
Yes, Dan, what is it?
President Lincoln was shot last night. He died this morning. Abe Lincoln is dead.
Find Morel. He's at the Modoc camp with Joe. Tell him the news. He'll know how to use it.
Bart's just ridden away from the Golden Eagle.
We figured this move right. I'll trail him.
Through to Fort Luma, Colonel. The wire is jammed with messages about the assassination.
Well, you've got to get through, Dan. Chief Tahona will think I've gone back on my word, and that'll mean the warpath.
Burke, how about this news?
When you came here last night, I didn't think we had a chance. Are you sure this story is true?
Telegraph's full of it. The assassination of a man like Lincoln can't be a rumor.
No, I guess not.
Sewell won't be able to make good his promise to Chief Tahona now.
That's fine.
Remember, this is our last chance to get that gold out of Ghost City.
It'll be on its way for Prussia in another 24 hours.
Tell the Modocs this man is a spy from the soldiers and they can have him.
Nescote, Scasia Tahona.
If the chief lets his braves kill that man, that'll commit him to war, won't it?
It will. Him and the whole tribe. White Father has refused to talk to the Modocs. Instead, the soldiers have lied, as they always do, and have sent this man to spy on your tribe, so they can make the attack. You must make the attack first, while there are still so few, before more soldiers come from Fort Loma.
What of him?
He is yours. Do with him what you want.
Skastenagate!
hate to be you when they cut those trees loose.
Aggie.
Wires are so busy about Mr. Lincoln's death, I can't cut in.
I know. Keep on trying.
The Indians sent here by the Modocs to powwow are getting restless, sir.
Take a detail and put Chief Tahona on the guard.
Yes, sir.
The assassination of the president certainly played into the hands of that Prussian agent with the Indians.
Yes, now that Chief Tahona can't communicate with the Great White Father by telegraph, I'm afraid he'll leave these Modocs on the warpath.
Do you mind if I ride with your men, Colonel Sewell? I may be able to do something about the Prussians myself.
That's a good idea, Steve. I've got to stay here until I'm sure Fort Loma receives my order for all available men.
Steve, the Modocs have Idaho.
Where?
At their camp.
White Father has refused to talk with the Modocs. Instead, the soldiers have lied, as they always do, and have sent this man to spy on your tribe, so they can make the attack. You must make the attack first, while there are still so few, before more soldiers come from Fort Loma.
What of him?
He is yours. Do with him what you want.
Denagdi.
Sure did yourself a good turn saving me this time.
Sure, that's the only reason I did it.
Well, anyway, I know where the Prussian spies is hiding out the raiders.
You find the raiders and we'll find the stolen gold.
In that case, our first stop is Ghost City.
Ghost City? But you and Steve searched it once.
Not good enough, I guess.
Do you know where they are in Ghost City?
Wish I did.
Well, what does it matter? Colonel Sewell's troops can find them.
Not while they have to protect Oro Grande from an Indian attack.
It's easy to see now why the Prussians was working on them Modocs.
Yes, the Prussians will try to get away with the gold while the Indians are keeping us busy.
You were right, Bart. They saved Idaho.
He knows what Morel and Burke plan to do.
Just now, it's more important for us that I find out what Captain Clark and Colonel Sewell plan to do. Keep under cover, but wait here.
Oro Grande will be under martial law from now on. Take your men and start checking the residence for concealed weapons.
Yes, sir.
My men got back ahead of you. They ran into a large body of Modocs and were lucky to escape.
Have you heard from Fort Loma, sir?
Yes, and my troop will be here not later than tomorrow morning.
That's too late for us, Colonel.
Find out something?
The gold is in Ghost City, and so are the raiders.
I haven't men enough to split my forces now.
Of course not. We know that, sir. So do the Prussians.
What do you think of this idea, Colonel? The Modocs won't threaten the mine districts east of here. And those miners are just aching to get at the raiders. Now, how about us getting the miners to clean out Ghost City while you hold the fort here?
That depends upon Captain Clark. I won't need you here.
Thank you, sir. Doc, we'll try it.
Can I do something for you, Mr. Dessard?
Yes, Miss Haines. I heard about the threatened attack, and I wonder if it's still possible for me to get a stage east.
There isn't a chance, Mr. Dessard. The stages aren't coming through until I tell them to.
Oh. Oh, I see. Thank you.
Cathy, you better keep an eye on Miss Dessard. There's a good chance she's with Morel. Doc, you and Idaho are going with me to the miners.
Bart, you've got to ride and ride as you've never ridden before.
Sure, that's all right, but where to?
To Joe Burke and the Modocs.
Remember, those raiders at Ghost City are responsible for you losing your gold, and the Indian attack that's threatening Oro Grande.
Let's go! Let's go!
Out here in just a few minutes, Morel. Then what?
We should have to fight to save it. Send them in up with Slim.
What's stopping us from making a run for it now?
Unfortunately, the miners greatly outnumber us.
You heard what Mr. Dessard said, didn't you?
Sure, but the miners won't be here for a while.
Sooner than we'll take the load, the gold, and get away with it.
Do what Morel says.
Depends upon where Bart finds them.
I sent him to Joe Burke as soon as I learned what was planned.
Set. Here they come.
Cathy, how did you get here?
I've been waiting for you. I followed Trina. She went in that barn.
That's the one place we didn't give the once-over.
Yeah, but we won't miss it this time.
know what to do, Burke.
Leave it to me. Remember, Tahona, you attack Ghost City, not Oro Grande.
I fight all men after gold, who speak with false tongue and cheat my people.
Ah, that's good. Those Yankee miners have robbed you long enough.
Tahona braves right to scalp all enemies.
Oh, wait a minute, Tahona!
Hold your fire.
Cathy, what are you doing here? Didn't you go back to Oro Grande?
No, I've been keeping out of your way to make sure I'd be here for the finish. Where's Idaho?
Scouting, just to make sure that some of the Modocs don't come this way.
Modocs, all of them.
It ain't tough enough already.
Cathy, intercept the troops coming from Fort Loma and bring them here. Doc, pass the word to the boys. We're going to get it both ways. I want to be in a place where I can see anyone trying to get in behind our barricades.
Boys at the other end say they've got their hands full, too.
Get to Joe Burke. He's got to stop those Modocs from attacking us.
Those Modocs will end up with the gold in our scalps, too.
Get up in one of the buildings and watch for Burke.
Seen any renegades with those Modocs?
No, I've been looking for one, too. Renegade, how you mean Joe Burke, don't you?
Where's Steve?
Across the street on the roof.
Jumping catfish, look!
Captain Clark led the miners to Ghost City to capture the raiders and recover the stolen gold. The Modocs are attacking the miners to save the raiders.
Sergeant, report to Colonel Sewell at Oro Grande. Tell him I shall engage the Modocs at Ghost City.
Yes, sir.
Now, Miss Haines, the troop will follow you.
Those Modocs will end up with the gold in our scalps, too. Get up in one of the buildings and watch for Doug. You seen any renegades with those Modocs?
No, I've been looking for one, too.
Braddock, renegade, huh? You mean Joe Burke, don't you?
Where's Steve?
Across the street on the roof.
Jumping catfish, look! Thought you were gone that time.
How about Braddock?
He won't lead any more gold raids.
We haven't got a chance. Just climb up on the roof and take a look.
You mean unless Cathy brings the troops in time, don't you?
Keep those miners on their toes, Doc. It's their only salvation.
Sure. But what are you up to?
Well, Idaho and I have been after Prussian spies, gold raiders, and stolen gold for a long time.
We know where we can find all three now.
So no matter what happens, we're going to make sure about them.
Can't blame you for that. Good luck.
Thanks, Doc.
You break for it, you're done. Stick where you are until the cavalry comes.
We're supposed to be friends of Morel and Braddock and the Raiders. Sure don't look like it.
Where's Morel?
Oro Grande. Gold.
Get Doc.
Steve and me found the hideout of the Raiders, all right.
Morel there?
No, he escaped, I guess. The Modoc's man handled the others. There's one still kicking.
Oh, Steve wants me to keep a raider alive long enough to talk, huh?
Yeah, that's the general idea.
All right, but it's a waste of time. There's no hope for any of us now.
God, what was that you were saying about hope? Say anything more, Steve?
No, but there's the gold, even if Morel did get away after starting all this.
Look. Fool's gold. But Morel's no fool. He rode off and left this fake gold shipment, and the raiders and us to the Modocs.
Trina must have been with him. They're probably far away by now.
They've tricked everybody in order to get the gold out of the country.
But there's over a ton of dust.
That's right. And you can't carry that in saddlebags.
Where do you think it is?
Well, he mentioned Oro Grande.
We won't be back there till morning.
I don't think Morel will be able to leave before then either. So we still got a chance.
That's right.
Sure was a smart idea hiding the gold dust here, leaving dummies at Ghost City.
No plan is smart unless it works. We're not out of Oro Grande yet.
That is the last of it.
We'll finish loading, Friedrich. Get the powder ready.
Yeah, Herr von Rugen.
I can carry one to the wagon.
Cover us outside, Cathy. There's liable to be gunplay. You may have to get help.
Haven't gotten away with the gold yet.
Drop your guns!
Thank you, Bart. Keep them covered as they go down the stairs. Now, gentlemen, if you please. There's the telegraph receiver you were looking for.
Yes, I thought we'd eventually find it somewhere in the Golden Eagle.
By the way, Captain Clark, do you still have my 1752 identification piece? It's the one without a number in it.
Von Merck, huh?
The Countess von Merck.
Now everything's official.
Now, my dear, will you please arrange the fuse?
Hauptmann Clark, Herr Jones, when Prussia has bought Alaska with the gold we're taking from here now, I shall have a monument put there to commemorate two foolish Americans whose efforts most helped us to obtain what we wanted. Are they?
Tie them up.
Follow. I'll get under the canvas so I won't be seen.
Mr. Morel.
Hey, the time fuse.
The case is closed, Colonel. Fred's the only Prussian agent and Oro Grande still alive. I know he'll testify.
Well, I have good news, too, Steve. Chief Tohono and his Modocs are convinced they were misled, so we'll have peace.
I suppose you two report back to Washington now, huh? I'd sure like to hear Mr. Fessenden's reply.
Secretary Stanton has read the confession you got from Friedrich Lentz and passed it on to President Johnson.
It may please you to know that every Prussian agent in this country has been identified from the records you found and have been arrested.
Beyond the fact that you've completed the case and recovered the gold, you've performed a far greater service for your country.
Mr. Fessenden refers to the discovery that Russia is willing to sell Alaska.
The Secretary of State has already begun negotiations.
Unfortunately, though, except for the thanks that we give you now, nothing can be made public.
We've served our country successfully. That's reward enough.
I'm satisfied.
So am I. Now I can start thinking up whoppers about all this to tell your grandchildren.